These guys are bad. Look at it. They had spiky hair and muscles. Torn jeans. Not for your kids. Dave Swift, editorial director of the Skateboard mag. We going too fast? In the 80s, I rode for a company called Schmid STIs. So we'll come over here to my, what I have left of my Schmid STIs packages. I rode, there's pictures of me riding a bunch of these boards, but, so yeah, I would get boxes from Schmid STIs once a month. 3 boards, a couple sets of wheels. And so sometimes you didn't use all the boards, and so I somehow kept them. Like this is it. From 5 years of riding for them, I have that Grosso, that Miller, the Reese Simpson, and the Joe Lopes. I was really happy that I still had this though. I just wouldn't ride up. We hated painted boards because they felt real thick and lame, as opposed to the wood, the dyed wood. So I didn't ride that one. The other one's not such a big deal because it's not the first Chris Miller. The Reese is cool. A lot of people want it, but that Grosso is probably worth a lot of money. But it was just in a box at my parents' house for 25 years. And I dug it out and I was like, oh, bam, I'm good. That's the first Mark Rogowski Gator GNS board. It became later, because he only rode for GNS for another 6 months after that came out, and so it became the Foil Tail. We just called it Cubert. So for like 3 years they had this board called the Foil Tail that was actually the Gator. Yeah, graphics were pretty hot back then. This thing, pre-computers. People didn't use computers back then. If you did, you were driving a Lamborghini or something. I don't know. Contests at the skate parks or wherever, like they'd have standings. At the end of the contest, they'd paste them up on the wall or whatever. So this was from 1985. See, Tony Hawk. It was a Hawk-Hosoi battle at night. If you check the internet, you might be able to find that. Also famous for the Hawk ball shot in Transworld Skateboarding. Nuts coming out. Not mine. But I was in that contest as an AM with all these guys like Grosso, Eric Nash, Ray Underhill, Reese Simpson, Steve Douglas. That's me right there, 9th place. Jason Jesse, 39th place. Yeah, this isn't live, is it? In the 80s, Neil had a board with like this kind of Picasso-y, I guess. Would you call it Picasso? What would you call it? No, I don't even know. Anyways, it's called Faces, GNS Faces, and it was like this face that went back and forth, black and white, or whatever. Both ways, it was the same face. Real popular. I used to have one somewhere, but I don't think I have it anymore. He painted this for an auction for some skate parks in Northwest. And if Neil doesn't really like something, like he didn't like that he had painted it on a popsicle stick, he just ended up just not sending it. And so I ended up with it. Just from knowing Neil, like, here you go. And then like 4 years later, he asked, he was like, hey, do you still have that board? I'm like, what board? He's like, the one I painted. I want to get it back. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll paint you another one on a different. I just don't want that board being out. And it's like, okay, as soon as you paint it, just bring it, and we'll trade it. And it never happened, so I still have that one. He was bummed for a moment that it was this whole popsicle stick thing. That's just Neil. Like, he's not very comfortable with something. He wants to just take it out of circulation, so nobody knows. The blender. I mean, again, he didn't give it to me in this box. This had something else from Paul Schmidt, some skate and create thing in there. And because it was, again, Neil, all-time hero, like raddest dude. Never a sellout, like just complete original. I mean, to me, and again, when I was a kid, I probably didn't really appreciate it as much, just because he skated the park with us. And just watching him was rad, but you didn't really, you got to see Tony Hawk and all these other dudes skate at Gator. He was rad, but then as time went by and you grow up and you kind of see what people are like and like what they actually mean to something as a whole. I mean, this dude meant more to my skateboarding, or what I think about skateboarding, than anybody ever. Gons or that guy, Blender, awesome. So when he gave me that, it's just, it's just like, this thing's the best. So I'll keep that forever. Got a pride for my cold dead hands.